Okay, good afternoon. My name is Dita Bunu. I will be doing a presentation on blood doping. So, what is blood doping? Blood doping is the misuse of certain methods or substances to increase the amount of red blood cell mass, adding red blood cells that allow the body to transport more oxygen to the muscles to increase the endurance performance of an athlete. So cyclists basically injected themselves with oxygenated blood that would help their muscles um, to not fatigue so quickly, so they could go for longer. Um, Evidence overwhelmingly argues world-renowned cyclist Lance Armstrong not only participated in sophisticated and deceptive doping program, but also pressured cyclists to participate doping or face possible expulsion from the team. So seven-time Tour de France winner. By the way, he won it for a record 7 times. Uh, he participated in this advanced doping. It was so advanced because at the time, people were known to dope using anabolic steroids or PEDs. So this level of doping was not yet known to the sports world. But not only did he participate in doping, he also pressured teammates um, to join in on the doping or they'll be expelled from the team. In an interview with Oprah in January 17th, 2013, Armstrong admitted to doping while conquering a record 7 Tour de France titles. He also stated that it would not be possible without doping. So, like I said, he won it a record 7 times, and apparently he said it would not be possible if he had not been doping. What was the evidence against Armstrong? So, um, a recent document released on October 10th, 2012 by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency detailed the use of performance-enhancing drugs and techniques by the U.S. Postal Service Pro Cycling Team. So the doping was happening within the U.S. cycling team and the Postal Service Pro Cycling Team, and it was not reported. They would cover up the doping, because it's happening within the American team. These allegations claim that doping was orchestrated by its 7-time Tour de France winner Armstrong to evade detection, to ensure its secrecy, and ultimately gain an unfair competitive advantage through superior doping practices. Again, these doping practices were regarded to be superior because they've not they haven't been seen yet. At that time they were not known, so they were seen as superior. I think they still are seen as superior, but at the time, no one really knew about it, and it helped him gain an unfair advantage on fellow cyclists, on competitors and rivals. What were the consequences for Armstrong? So, Armstrong refused to contest the USADA allegations that he utilized performance-enhancing drugs and was involved in the doping. So he denied the accusations and said that he never doped before and that he was a clean athlete. And because of this decision not to defend these claims, the USADA was able to strip Armstrong of all athletic titles dating back to 1998, including his 7 Tour de France victories, and imposed a lifetime ban on his participation in competitive sports. So basically, since he did not come clean and admitted that he was doping and issued a public apology and showed remorse for what he had done, since he denied it and they found proof on it, he was then they were then able to strip him for all titles, even his 7 Tour de France victories, and he was banned for life. The USADA imposed these punishments based on what they deemed as the most sophisticated doping program the sport had ever seen. So, performance enhancing agents selected substances. So, a few of these different methods of doping and enhancing performance, illegal ways, if I might add, excuse me. Blood transfusions are blood transfusions. So these are prohibited at all times, both in and out of competition, and appear both on the WADA and the USADA prohibited list. This means that they are illegal. They are not allowed. So injecting yourself with your oxygenated blood or someone else's oxygenated blood is illegal because it helps you gain an unfair advantage on fellow competitors. Anabolic steroids. Now, this one is more popular in bodybuilders and more strength competitions because It helps you pack on size, helps you pack on muscle. So you find a lot of athletes, football players, American football players, rugby players, so anything that needs strength and size, in a short amount of time. Anabolic steroids can be used. They also enhance your stamina. So you see that in a lot, but I think it can be used in cycling. It can, but human growth hormone. So human growth hormone is prohibited at all times, both in and out of competition, and appears both on the WADA and the US ADA prohibited list. So same as the anabolic steroids and the blood transfusions, the growth hormone is prohibited at all times. So it's basically not the same as the steroids, but it also gives you an unfair advantage, because injecting yourself with the growth hormone gives you rapid growth in a short amount of time, and it gives you an unfair advantage, over competitors, and over rivals. So the big question is doping illegal in cycling? So I think the short answer is yes. You know, um, I think all types of doping is illegal in any type of sport, in any kind of sport. Doping is legal. That's just it. But this specific type of doping is illegal because it can improve stamina and performance, particularly in long distance events such as running and cycling. So it basically gives you an unfair advantage taking this, because usually when someone runs or when someone cycles, you get what is called lactic acid. Your muscles start to tense up. You get a burning sensation. You know, that's why it's called lactic acid. It feels like acid, even though I don't think many people know what acid feels like. So your muscle starts burning and you start tensing up. Your muscles just can't go anymore. So using this type of doping sort of extends the amount of time, or prevents, not prevents, delays that from happening. So delays that from happening for a certain amount of time, so that you can stay fresher for longer, so you can stay, stronger, faster for longer. So blood doping is also banned by the International Olympic Committee and other sports organizations. So basically, it's banned all over in sports. There is no sport that allows blood doping. And I think this is fair because it's shown by Armstrong how effective it is, because he won 7 Tour de France titles and it's the biggest cycling event out there. Um, so it shows just how effective it is, and also illegal. So I think they made the right decision by banning it in all sports. I think it's also dangerous injecting yourself with someone else's blood or your own blood that's oxygenated, because it might have long-term effects that might affect your health. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.